Welcome, 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 welcome. Hello, everyone. This is Leela Veronica, and I have Kimberly Sanders today. And today we're going to be talking about the fastest nutrition on the planet and how can you not only save time, fast, right, but also feel fantastic, look really radiant, and not break the bank. As a reminder, this is the Wow Women Who Own Your Worth interview series. And my intention is to interview women who are, number one, owning their worth, and number two, helping other women and men own their worth. And so I'm very grateful to bring Kimberly on today. Kimberly, I have known on social media for quite some time. I've seen her as an active, consistent influencer in the world of health and wellness and energy. And we connected a couple months back at a women's circle here in Salida, Colorado. She was in town with one of her friends. We saw each other, and I thought Kimberly would be a wonderful person to bring in and talk about owning your worth through nourishment, how nourishing your body. And I'm familiar with the products that she uses, and I stand by them. I recommend them. So I wanted to bring her in, and then I invited her to a conference in June, and we saw each other there. And she brought me, like, just so sweet, a mason jar with this delicious juice in it. And I'm going to, next month, I'm going to get some of that juice. And it was really delicious. And I thought it was really sweet and caring. And, when someone believes in what they do this much and they're willing to share it this much, it's really a key indicator to me that they own their worth, that they know their stuff, and that they're, helping a lot of people in the world. So I'm going to welcome you, Kimberly. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so exciting and just such an honor to be next to this type of quality and just purity of yourself. So thank you so much for helping so many women and being a stand for self-love and loving our bodies, loving this earth, and just really shining the light. I always say that I'm up on the ladder, just holding light for the people that I usually get to be interviewing like this. So thanks for creating a stage and being able to be here to really expose something really, really meaningful, and in a time where basically everybody needs the highest nutrition on the planet right now. So I'm just really excited to be here. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome. So I'm going to read Kimberly's bio so that you know a little bit more about her. Kimberly Sanders is a speaker, an entrepreneur, and an ultimate lifestyle transformation mentor. She helps conscious leaders, entrepreneurs, and speakers detox, nourish, and balance their bodies so that they can activate their energy, feel fantastic, and receive more abundance in every area of their lives. She provides massive transformation through organic, whole food nutrition and a holistic mentorship approach to the mind, body, and spirit. Kimberly integrates self-love, self-forgiveness, and joy practices so her community can be in full alignment with their highest potential. With over 35 years of experience with clean living practices, Kimberly knows that physical suffering affects every aspect of a leader's business and their life. She's witnessed massive success when people choose a dedicated lifestyle of detoxification and regenerative organic foods. Kimberly holds a global vision to empower leaders all around the world to elevate their life force energy so that they can help heal the masses. I just got chills.
I've been getting chills the whole entire time you're speaking. Thank you so much. It is so true. I'm so humbled and honored to have you read that about me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was beautiful. So before we go into like, what is this whole foods nutrition thing? what is regenerative practices and all of that, and what kind of transformation is possible. I'm curious, before you have been exploring and playing with and implementing in your own life, strong nutrition and healthy practices, clean living for years. But I'm curious, before you were doing what you're doing now and sharing what you're sharing now, what was going on in your life?
Well, I was a hairdresser for the past 28 years and definitely doing my best to take care of myself in that type of space, working from 10 in the morning till like sometimes 8 o'clock at night. And the biggest thing that there was a Mexican restaurant around the corner. So chips and guacamole were also in my practice, along with 64 ounces of superfood smoothie and 64 ounces of water. There was also a coffee place right around the corner. So there was good things happening, but there was also some really toxic things happening as well. And then there wasn't any super aminos for the protein, but I've been plant-based since I was 9. I'm 45 this year, and I have been looking for this type of nutrition for at least a good 18 years. So I was definitely aware of other superfoods, plant-based eating, all of that, but not really as dialed in as I would like to say that I am now. And definitely there was alcohol in my practice as well, like margaritas and things like that, and just hairdresser life. Hairdressers are working nonstop. They're standing for 10 hours a day sometimes, and then you're just exhausted, and it's just easy to go grab something fast, which 90% or more of the population is definitely feeding ourselves on the go and kind of just grabbing what we can. And I know a lot of people would like to be having something a little bit healthier, but the sugars and the starches and all the different poisons that are in the food, it just makes us kind of go back to the food. And I also want to say, like, Chipotle was totally in my practice as well, and really able to eat a ton of that food with no like real energy afterwards and really no nutritional value. So the photos of me before and after Purium are quite astounding. And it's just, once you remove the toxins, things change. So.
Okay. I love this, what you're saying. So you have been living a pretty healthy lifestyle, but busy, on the go, needed some fast food. So you'd have your water and your shake and do the healthy stuff. And then you'd have some margaritas sometimes, some chips and guac, some Chipotle. So I think there's a lot of women in this group that are, healthy and maybe on the pseudo healthy train. And, you said the photos of you and your energy were different. What was different in the photos? I'm curious.
Oh my goodness. Just, I don't have any skin makeup on right now. I have a little mascara, but like underneath my eyes would be dark circles from the different oils and like just grabbing a coffee every so often. So that means your kidneys are not well, and probably the liver. My body was holding at least like the type of inflammation and the toxins that were going on from outside sources and restaurant eating and things like that.
What would you notice though? Like you said, so you've had skin differences, eyes, anything else?
I mean, weight loss as well, definitely probably a good, 10 to 15 pounds of inflammation and weight to come off because of clean eating and really getting this nutrition into my life, and swimming and being able to take care of the body that I live in, because I've shifted over into a location freedom type of business rather than going into a brick and mortar place every single day and not being able to do as much self-care systems as well.
Oh, I love that, girl. I have a location freedom business myself. I can be anywhere. I have a lot of time for self-care. I always say I spend about 2 to 4 hours a day on self-care. And sometimes people are shocked, and I'm like, well, it wasn't always that way, but I've been able to create that. And you have, I have, and if we have, others can too. Yeah. So I love the weight thing that you're bringing up, because a lot of women, I just got off a call with a client earlier today who was talking about wanting to explore, she wants to be in a relationship, but she doesn't feel great in her body because she's got some extra weight on her. I just talked to another woman yesterday, a client who is having the same thing. She feels really low self-worth, really, just, there's a little bit of extra weight, not a ton, but a little bit of extra weight that she's hanging on to, and she just feels really bad about herself. And so we had a really great call. So this weight piece is huge for women. They have a lot of self-worth, and the weight component is connected. So you were able to shift, lose some weight, maintain weight, I'm assuming, because I've seen you for years. You've seen maintaining. And then are you seeing that with others as well?
Definitely. And, once we start detoxing our bodies, weight is really just our body's way of wrapping little pockets of fat around the poison that our body can't actually do anything with. Like, it's not supposed to go into the organs. So the little fat pockets wrap around the poisons. So when we detox our bodies, we're actually detoxing the fat. And so a lot of times in this program, in this lifestyle, people lose inches, but they might not even lose weight. And to be really honest with you, my weight has almost gone back to where I started, but my physical body is so much smaller than when I started. And so the muscle, we're an anabolic nutrition. So the muscle is still there. The amino acids build the muscle and the tissue. So you have strength, but your body is lean and strong, and the inflammation is gone. And I think too, once you tune into the cleanest food on the planet, the body dysmorphia, that's what women are working with more than anything on the planet right now. For decades of coming from women that were always on diets back when maybe our mothers were there. It's like all the low fat things happened back in the day, and all the diet things, all the Diet Coke, all the dieting. And now it's like, what if we got to nourish our bodies and we started releasing that need to lose weight? And suddenly the body's just turned into this homeostasis and bringing back our sovereignty and really loving the skin that we're in. And so I love bringing women through this way of self-care and self-nurturing. And yes, the body will release toxins, and then weight will release in that process as well. And you might gain muscle. And so the numbers on the scale, really, we need to change that mindset that the numbers on the scale is what is meaningful to us, and really just start to look at the nourishment that's going into our mouth, that's going into our self-care practices, and watch your body transform. But the numbers on the scale might come to a different way. And so I have to really help people feel safe in that as well, because it's not always about losing the numbers on the scale. It's about building muscle and being the cleanest you've ever been. And when you know that you're not putting toxins into your mouth and you're detoxing all the time, and the best thing that you could do is just keep putting beyond organic nutrition into your life, everything changes. Your sleep, the weight, your pain, the inflammation is gone. And that's a huge piece of what we get to see every single day with my clients. So it's really beautiful, just loving the skin that we live in.
Yeah, I agree. I love that you brought that forward. And I know many women may have heard this before, but you have a personal example, and we need to remind them as well that it's not about the number on the scale. I've never really been too much into the number on the scale. It's definitely how I feel in my clothes, how I feel in my body. I've been able to maintain my weight and my shape, whatever you call it. I don't know the number actually. I don't know if it's maintaining my weight or not, but I've been able to maintain my shape and size for about almost a decade now. And it's, it's something I used to think about a lot more, and I don't now because of, so many shifts that I've made. So I'm really grateful that you brought that forward, and that you have a path to help women with this body dysmorphia component. So I know that the number one stressor for women, according to research, if you're listening now, this may not be your number one stressor, but in general, the number one stressor for women is time. If you speak to women, they'll be like, you'll say, how are you? They're like, I'm good. I'm so busy. I've been so busy. I make this sound because to try to make fun, to lighten up a little bit with, I'm so busy. Everybody's so busy. So we know this. There's scientific research on stressors and for women, time. And so what I love that you're going to talk about today, right, is the fastest nutrition on the planet. Can you explain this whole time thing and nutrition? And, if somebody wants to, feel better in their body and they don't have a lot of time, they feel busy, what can you do for them?
I love that the information is coming as you were just speaking that. And I think about even driving to the store, how much time, there's so many women that are like, oh, I don't want to go to the store to go food shopping. They even have things out there now of like Instacart or whatever, but that's other people picking out food. I would never do that. I would have a nervous breakdown to like have somebody pick out the produce that I would want to have come to my house. I'd be like, that's not good enough or whatever. So this is the most incredible way of having the highest, most, the highest nutrition and the most enzymes kept in the food. So the biggest thing with the company that I'm sharing, it's called Purium, and it means pure and premium put together. So not only are we delivering this live dehydrated food to your doorstep in home compostable packaging, the food that's inside has been grown till peak ripeness. And then we juice it and we live dehydrate it. And so that means that all the nutritional value is in there. Totally different than what I'm doing, driving to the store, taking my time to drive to the store, go through the veggie aisle, the whole thing. That food has been sitting there on the shelf for, I mean, as soon as we cut a vegetable from the ground, the life force energy is no longer being fed to that plant. So then it ships on a truck, it goes to the store, we bring it back, we sit it in the house. There's another piece of time. You don't have to open the fridge and start chopping and sauteing and putting all this different food together. And who knows if everyone's even going to eat all the food that the mom has made for dinner. So 99.9% of the time, we get to have families open up the box, open up the home compostable package that's made from bamboo and hemp, and scoop out 5 tablespoons of this amazing, regeneratively grown, filled with nutrients food. Put it in your shaker bottle or in this little handheld blender, whip it up. It takes less than 2 minutes. You're having amino acids, which are 99.9 net nitrogen utilization, go in and tighten your skin and your muscles and flood your body with protein, feeding it within 23 minutes. All you have to do is have the bottle next to your bed, the water next to your bed. Take that before you even go out of the bedroom to start taking care of everyone else. And then you go to the kitchen and you mix up everybody's shakes, and it's not just a powder. It's like, if I can put anything on the table just to help people understand, it's not just some sort of powder. It's true food, whole food nutrition that has been live dehydrated and then being able to have a 2-year shelf life. And kids love it. The only time it's hard to drink is if people are super acidic and they have a lot of toxins in them. So, and that is the people that need it the most. It's like plant medicine for anybody that's like, oh, that's too green or something. It's like your body needs it the most. Anything that I would feed to you, you would be like, oh my gosh, it's so delicious. But that time frame, it's just minutes in your day. And as long as you have it just, organized and you pack it to go, it takes seconds. You can whip it up in the car. It's just the easiest food. And in the airports as well. Bring it with you everywhere you go. So then you're not putting a bunch of poison in our bodies, because we live in a temple. Like, we have 2 temples. Like, this is your temple for the time being that we get to be here with our hearts alive and our brain. And we are what we eat. We're made of the nutrition that we put in us. And it's so needed right now.
We are what we eat, friends. I want you to notice that. I've said that for years. I'm like, do I want to be a cheeseburger? Do I want to be a Brussels sprout? our flesh suit is made of that which we consume in all levels. And so I love what you said. And I just want to bring forward, you said, 2 minutes, what if you could actually nourish yourself in this whole thing? I'm so busy. I get it. What if you could nourish yourself in 2 minutes? I understand, because I've over the years had to be really mindful not to be bothered by having to take time to nourish myself. Like, I have a business, I'm very, high achieving woman, like to help other people. And, you got to fill your own cup up before you help others. So I have to be mindful, even sometimes now, of really taking the time to prepare the food, get the food together, like enjoy that process, enjoy the grocery store, enjoy the food preparation. A lot of the food I eat is raw, organic food. So and I do drink the Purium as well. And so I would say same thing. I think it's delicious. Actually, even my sweetheart likes it, but he's not a super health nut in terms of food. He's not, anything too green. He's like, are you drinking salad? And so it's not like that, it's much better. And so, okay, so we've talked about the timepiece and the feeling and the looking ready. What about investment? So a lot of people think that it costs a lot to have good food. Can you address that?
Yeah, I love that you're saying this. I was thinking like, oh, I missed explaining to them that one of these shakes are as much nutrition as 6 superfood salads, but it's the perfect time to express that now, because there's really nowhere on the planet that you could buy 6 superfood salads for $2.50. And this is the highest quality of foods out there. And again, even the nicest restaurant that I could go to, I still don't know where that food is coming from. And or not that great of a restaurant, maybe the Thai food place that I'll get caught up in every once in a while because I get to be somewhat human still. That's $25 for a plate of non-organic vegetables, cooked, and noodles cooked in rancid, probably some sort of canola oil or some sort of oil. And that's over $25. And so to think that $2.50 for one shake for our whole, I like to start people, really, it's the bare bones, the ultimate lifestyle transformation. That's $12 a day. So that's one full meal with the protein and the gut support to be able to remove the glyphosate and all of that. That's $6 for breakfast and $6 for lunch. And of course, you can still be eating an amazing meal. That's the other thing. You're also saving time to be able to just make one amazing, beautiful meal. So people actually want to take the time to do that. But when people have to make maybe 3 meals a day, they might not feel that they have the time to do that or the energy. So it's so amazing to be able to have fruit and some veggies throughout the day. And then you have your 2 meals, $6 and something. I always say, but isn't your health worth about $24 a day? Your health and wellness practice with the cleanest food, the cleanest protein to be able to be absorbed in the body. And then to not have these dips of energy at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I ask all of my clients, how consistent is your energy? I'm so thankful that I can wake up at 6:30 in the morning and basically go until sometimes even 11 o'clock at night and just go easy through the whole entire day and have energy, never feeling that lull at around 2:33. So in that itself is worth how much money to save your time to be able to actually feel good through the whole entire day. That takes a little bit of time, takes a little bit of detoxing and working with your food addictions and stuff like that. But really, the bare bones, $12 a day. And then really, if you really are looking at the ways you spend money throughout your life, people get their nails done, people get their hair done, people have a new purse all the time, people have all these other things that they spend money on, and it's all to feel good. And it's all to soothe ourselves through this lifetime. We're all addicted to something, but what's the outcome of it? And so if we really think about how valuable is our health and our wellness, and is it worth at least $12 a day? Or is it worth even maybe $25, just like that plate of Thai food that is not serving us for very long and really probably causing more issue down the road? And so it's priceless, really, more than anything. But I
I
think,
love it.
yeah,
I love it. I mean, I spend way more than that on food. So I would imagine everybody else does here. And with food prices increasing recently, I'm sure a lot of people are spending more than that easily, more than $6, a meal. So the last piece I want to ask you about is this detox component, because we've talked a lot about nourishment, and then you also integrate the detox piece, and you mentioned glyphosate. I'm very familiar with this with my environmental background. And so I really value this component, and I do different detox protocols. There's so many things you can do to detox, but can you speak about detox and the glyphosate component before we wrap up?
yeah, thank you. Glyphosate is Roundup, if people don't know what that is. And so Roundup is that weed killer, and glyphosate is the carcinogen in there. And it started being sprayed on our food, I believe is around 40 years ago. I'm not 100% sure. I like to say that for sure, but there's been an uprise in all the different autoimmune disorders, leaky gut, Crohn's, Parkinson's, ADD, ADHD. So all of these diet related illnesses that the body is dealing with in the last 50 to 70 years, like our grandparents did not deal with that. So glyphosate is, again, it's a carcinogen. It's being sprayed on the foods. It's being sprayed in the parks. It's in the water, and it can't be washed off. And so we're just thankful to have a third-party tested solution. And it's really been amazing to watch people release different types of illnesses and really help with inflammation and brain fog and all of these different types of food related illnesses. And then we also do a parasite cleanse. So we're going in and killing the candida and removing parasites. I had someone say, is it normal to have a 4-inch long parasite come out of you? And I'm just like, if you're lucky. Once we really realize that there's parasites inside of us, it's time to take back our sovereignty from that type of thing too, because that's what's making us feel hungry for sugar and all these other things. So we do a really gentle parasite cleanse, and then the biomedic is something to be having pretty much forever, because they're not going to stop spraying glyphosate on the parks and Roundup on the parks and glyphosate on the food. But we do our best in Purium to really, I teach people. I've been like we've said, it's like been 30 years that I can look at a company's packaging and just feel if that's something. There's very few companies on the planet that I really want to be funneling my money to. And that is why I'm here. And that's another thing. If there was something better out there, I would have found it, and that's what we would be talking about today. So I'm just really thankful that we have the solutions, and to watch people come back to homeostasis and really have their bodies be able to function at such a high level. It's beautiful. It's so amazing.
So good. All right, I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna do a little wrap up. So we've got massive, awesome, clean nutrition, the ability to detox. Maybe we'll even have a big old parasite come out of your bum. You get to save time on a meal prep and have healthy food, saving time. And then also it's very affordable. That's my perspective from, it's very affordable. So will you share how, if somebody's like, what is this all about? How do I learn more? How can they learn more about this?
To connect with me, for sure, anyone on the group, you can write a message underneath this, and Kimberly Sanders on Facebook. And also I think I'll leave it. I just redid my Instagram because it was hacked. And so I really work more on Facebook, but also my email, if you wish, it's breathebelievelove@yahoo.com. So you could put that in the comments. And I'm just here to really have people come in and be activated with this food, but it also offers the ability for people to step into their own leadership with their own example. And it makes it so that you too can help your community and help your family and really be a leader and an activist to be able to share what's really going on with the food crisis, really, and also the poisoning of our food and the planet and everything else. And just giving you time back so that you can focus on things that really light you up. And that is such an amazing piece for me to get to, first of all, know that I'm feeding people the cleanest food, but also offering a fully locked and loaded opportunity to have moms be able to maybe leave their 9 to 5. I've been able to fully retire before it was last year, and in this business only 4 years, and I'm a 6-figure earner and one of the top leaders in the company of customer sales. So I'm really honored to get to link arms with one of the most powerful companies I know of, one of the most eco-friendly, and really a conscious commerce to be able to help families and mothers and fathers and everyone that is willing to step into leadership, because we need more leaders. I need more people on the front line to share this nutrition and to expose what's going on. And we're losing people left and right from cancer and all these other things. And so we need to take full responsibility for our care and our wellness and our well-being. And there's so much depression right now. There's so much confusion. And when you tune into the strongest plants that the planet has to offer, and you detoxify the poisons that are being sprayed in the skies and on the food, you become a completely full, whole person that's ready to go into any type of situation with courage and confidence and be the leaders that we are in this world. So I'm just so thankful that I get to be here with you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. We will make sure to put your contact information down below in the comments. You can Facebook message Kimberly. You can Facebook friend her. You can email her. All right. So I want to remind you that you deserve to feel good. This is your year. Step up and own your worth. We'll see you guys next time.